Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Storm, and there's not a lot to talk about right now, but I did buy a couple of things a little while ago, and I just kind of want to talk about them for a second. It's they're not that big of a deal, just a couple of small things, but I don't know. I kind of like them. I just wanted to speak about them for a second. This is an SD card reader. It can read regular size SD cards, and it can also read micro SD cards. I don't know if you can see that micro SD card. Um, you can place both of them into the one device. This plugs into any computer via USB on one side, or you take the other end off, and it is, come on, there you go, micro USB. So whichever device you need to plug into, you can just stick it in and do what you need to do. You can use the SD card to, write data to the SD card itself to plug it into either the computer itself, or maybe write files from the computer to the SD card. Now the reason I have one is because I was in some very bad. I was very badly in need of a new SD card for my 3DS. Ran out of space for my 3DS, which surprised me honestly. It came with a 4 gig SD card out the box, which was fine for the time, but it's kind of funny how I ran out of space very quickly. Actually, not even quickly. It took me a long time to run out of space on that. And when I finally did run low on space in the SD card, I finally had to just kind of suck it up and buy a new one. So I got my hands on a 32 gig SD card. I plugged the SD card from that came with the 3DS into the SD card reader I have here. Plugged that into my computer, and then transferred the data over. Wasn't difficult to do. It didn't take a lot of time. So now that I have this, I really only needed it for the one time. But now that I have it, it's one of those things where now I'm kind of looking for any excuse just to use it. I wish my laptop had an SD card reader, but it doesn't. If I had one with an SD card reader, I probably wouldn't need to have gotten this. But even then, I don't really need an SD card that often. So I guess even if it did have an SD card reader, I guess I still probably wouldn't have used it. I don't know. According to Nintendo's own website, the 3DS can only take about a 32 gig SD card, which is fine, I guess. I'm glad I looked that up instead of buying like a 512 gigabyte SD card that I wanted. Uh, that would have been a mistake. As you may know, when you go up in sizes, the SD card or the hard drive or the SSD, whatever you're using, tend to be actually physically bigger. So my guess is that an SD card, a 512 gigabyte SD card, would have been too much for my 3DS to handle. Physically too big to actually fit into it. Now, whether that really is the case or not, I honestly didn't even try to look into it. But like I said, I went to Nintendo's website. They said go with the 32 gig SD card from these brands right here. So I thought, okay, Nintendo, I guess it's your system, you know best. So I just went ahead and got a 32 gig SD card, not that expensive. When I finally got here, I again used my SD card reader, copied the data over to the new SD card from the old one, and went from there. Kind of wish I got like a micro SD card though, because it probably would have made the transition a lot easier. I'm fairly sure since you can fit an SD card or a micro SD card into this thing at one time, I'm fairly sure I probably could have just taken both SD cards, put them into this, and then copy the data over it seamlessly, and then been done with it. But maybe next time, I guess. Maybe next time. Not a big deal, but I bought a new charger for my iPhone and my iPad. Um, Too many times I've been caught with my pants down without my charger. I've gone to work without my charger before, or I've gone somewhere else without my charger. Looked in my bag, and lo and behold, nothing there. So I'm just on pins and needles the entire day, worrying that my phone is going to go dead on me, all the while taking as little precautions possible to actually stay off my phone, just on it all the time anyway. No power source, and yet I'm still on the damn thing, even with the low battery mode. I should probably get better at doing that. But now that I have an extra charger, I don't have to worry about that. I kept meaning to get a new charger for like the longest time, because that's happened to me so many times before. I go somewhere, forget the charger, and then I'm screwed for the entire day. But now that I finally have one, I don't have to worry that much anymore. Like this one, as you can see, is still tied up. It hasn't left the house yet, and which is the point of it. This one's gonna stay at home. The other one I'm gonna take it with me. So if something happens to one or the other, I'll always have the other one backed up. And maybe I should probably get like one more charger, maybe, just in case. Well, it's a cable anyway. I probably should get another actual charger. You know, the thing that this plugs into, that plugs into the wall. Uh, but this will be fine for now. I can plug this into my laptop or my PS3 or my PS4, and it'll charge. Even though my PS3 and the PS4 won't actually recognize, a tablet or a phone, as long as it's charging, that's all that really matters to me. So it's not that big a deal. Nice, just a nice little thing to have. And speaking of which, my iPad unfortunately is on its last legs. I've had it for maybe 4 years, I guess. I don't know. It's an iPad Mini. I've had it for the longest time now, and honestly, it's on its last legs. I mean, I had fun with it for the years I've had it, but I think it's definitely time to get a new one. Something I think more akin to an iPad Air, I think. I mean, since I have my iPhone and I have my computer, my some people say that there isn't much of a market for tablets anymore, and I sort of agree with that, honestly, because if you have a decent laptop at least, and you have a phone at least, or whatever brand of phone you have, depending on what you want to use it for, there probably isn't much reason to have a tablet. So I think with that in mind, I still want one. I still want a new tablet. Probably doesn't go with another iPad, honestly. I want an iPad Air. I think those would be pretty nice. And honestly, I think we're probably going to use it as a book reader. I have a subscription to Marvel Unlimited, which is fucking fantastic to have. If you don't have one, you should get it if you're a big comic book fan. Like every Marvel comic ever, including Star Wars, and I think Transformers. I have to look a little deeper for that. Just for about $10 a month, or 74 a year if you want to just go for a year subscription, or about 90 for a year, or 100 for a year for a year subscription and some other stuff too. I need to upgrade to the year subscription, honestly. $10 a month. Well, $10 a month is nice, but like over a year, that's $120 for the entire year, so that doesn't make much sense. I'll look at that later. But anyway, I'll get a new tablet at some point, and again, I'll just use it as a book reader. Really, that's kind of what I've been using it for anyway. Either that or just YouTube as background noise while I'm doing something else. So that's it. Again, that's just a small video. Nothing really new is happening. Nothing really spectacular, but I just kind of wanted to talk about things a little bit. So until next time, when I've got something better to talk about, or I just want to do this again, I guess. I'll see you guys then.